Have you noticed this paradox? The tech billionaires, the people who spent their whole lives selling you the virtual world, selling you the metaverse, selling you digital currencies. What are they doing with their massive fortunes? They are not buying more servers. They are not buying more software companies. They are buying land, black soil, marshland, farmland, the muddy patches of earth that the Silicon Valley elite once looked down upon. Bill Gates, the man of software, is currently the largest private farmland owner in the United States. Investment funds like BlackRock, Vanguard, and major investment banks are quietly gathering millions of hectares of fertile farmland globally, from Ukraine to Brazil, from the United States to Australia. Why? Why are the smartest financial minds pouring money into a business with low profit margins and high natural disaster risks like agriculture? The answer will send a chill down your spine. You cannot eat Bitcoin, you cannot eat software. And when the world collapses, power does not lie in code. Power lies in the stomach. Welcome to the special report, the Great Land Grab, when food becomes the ultimate weapon. Let us look at the data. In the past decade, farmland has become one of the hottest asset classes for institutional investors. In 2021, Bill Gates owned about 242,000 acres of farmland, spreading across 18 states in the United States. But he is not alone. Jeff Bezos is also gathering land. Huge pension funds from Canada and Europe are also joining the game. Why now? We are living in an era of virtual asset bubbles. Stocks, bonds, currencies, all are valued based on faith and the central bank money printer. But land is finite. Mark Twain said, an immortal, quote, "Buy land, they are not making it anymore." The super rich understand that the fiat monetary system is coming to an end. When hyperinflation happens, paper money returns to its true value, which is zero. At that time, only real assets retain value. Farmland is not just a safe haven, it is a productive asset. It creates what humans need every day to survive: food. But if it is just a hedge against inflation, they could buy gold or buy commercial real estate. Why stubbornly buy farmland and water sources? Because their ambition is bigger than preserving assets. It is the ambition of control. Henry Kissinger, the former U.S. Secretary of State, is alleged to have said, "Who controls oil controls nations. Who controls food controls people." This is the key to the problem. In a stable world, food is a commodity. You go to the supermarket, shelves are full, prices are cheap. You take it for granted, but in a world of crisis, climate change, war supply, chain disruptions, food becomes a weapon. Imagine a scenario. A global food crisis occurs. Wheat prices increase 5 times. Shelves are empty. At that moment, whoever holds the food supply holds the power over life and death. If mega corporations own the land, they own the input of life. They can decide the selling price. They can decide who to sell to and who not to sell to. This is not business. This is geopolitics. These corporations are building a vertical integration. They do not just buy land. They buy seed companies like Monsanto or Bayer. They buy fertilizer companies. They buy warehousing and transportation systems. And now they own the planting soil too. They want to control every calorie you put into your body, from the seed sown in the ground to the bread on your dining table. When you control the entire supply chain, you no longer have to compete. You are the market. But land would be meaningless without one thing: water. Michael Burry, the legendary investor in the movie The Big Short, who accurately predicted the 2008 crisis, what is he investing in now? He is investing in water, but he is not buying bottled water. He is buying farmland in places with abundant water sources. According to the laws of many states in the United States and many nations, land ownership comes with water rights. When you buy a giant farm sitting on the Ogallala Aquifer, the largest aquifer in North America, you own a blue gold mine. The world is facing severe freshwater scarcity. Rivers are drying up. Reservoirs are hitting bottom. By acquiring large-scale farmland, these mega-corporations are privatizing water sources. They are transferring water from a public resource into a private asset. In the future, small farmers will not only have to rent their land, but also pay to buy their water to irrigate crops. How do they acquire so much land? They use the squeeze tactic. Traditional agriculture is hard work with low profit margins. Small farmers always live on the brink of bankruptcy because fuel prices rise, fertilizer prices rise, and agricultural product prices are volatile. Mega corporations and investment funds appear with bottomless pockets. They push land prices sky high. The old farmer wants to retire. His children do not want to farm. They sell the land. Who buys investment funds? The young farmer wants to start a business. But land prices are too high, they cannot afford it. What are they forced to do? They rent back the land from these very investment funds. We are witnessing the return of modern-day sharecropping. Farmers are no longer owners. They become hired laborers on the very land of their ancestors, paying rent to an invisible boss in New York or London. They lose autonomy. They must plant the crops the investment fund requires. They must use the seeds and fertilizers the investment fund designates, usually from their subsidiary companies. This is the most sophisticated camouflage curtain. These billionaires often preach about climate change and sustainable agriculture. They say that traditional agriculture, especially livestock farming, is destroying the planet. Bill Gates publicly called for rich nations to switch to using 100% synthetic beef. There is a strange coincidence. Here, on one hand, they buy farmland. On the other hand, they invest heavily in companies producing fake meat insect protein and lab-grown food. What is the strategy here? They want to change humanity's eating habits. They want to eliminate the independence of traditional livestock agriculture. If you raise a cow, you are autonomous. The cow eats grass, you eat beef. But to make a piece of synthetic meat, you need a factory. You need patents, you need chemicals, and you need genetically modified crops like soy or corn, grown on an industrial scale as input materials. By owning land, they control the input materials for this new artificial food industry. At the same time, they use environmental regulations, or ESG, to make small-scale farming extremely expensive and difficult. Small farmers cannot meet strict carbon emission standards, leading to bankruptcy and selling land to corporations. This is a closed loop. Create the problem, meaning environmental regulations; reaction, meaning bankrupt farmers; and solution, meaning corporations. Acquiring land and providing industrial food. We are turning back the wheel of history. For thousands of years, human society was divided into two classes: landlords, those who owned land, and serfs, those without land. Democracy in the middle class only truly flourished when land ownership was universalized. But now, we are returning to feudalism, but in a new form, digital feudalism. Instead of landlords wearing iron armor, we have landlords wearing hoodies or designer suits. They own the digital platform where you work. They own the house you rent. And now, they own the fields growing the food you eat. When a small elite group controls energy, money, and food, they have absolute power to shape society according to their will. They can impose carbon quotas on your diet. They can force you to consume genetically modified products. They can use food as leverage to quell uprisings. You want to protest? Fine, but the food distribution system will have a glitch in your area. Ladies and gentlemen, the picture I just painted is dark, but it is necessary for us to wake up. Mega corporations buying land is not business news. It is a warning about survival security. They are preparing for a future of scarcity and control. So, what are you preparing? Do not be naive. Do not believe they do this to save the world or protect the environment. They do this to consolidate power, support local agriculture. This is the strongest act of resistance. Buy food from local farmers, from traditional markets. Help small farmers hold on to their land. Every dollar you give to a local farmer is a dollar not flowing into the pockets of multinational corporations. Partial self-sufficiency. No matter where you live, try to grow something yourself. Learn survival skills. Understand the origin of your food. Keep the land. If you or your family has land, do not sell. In the coming era, land is not just an asset, it is freedom. Do not exchange freedom for paper, money that is losing value every day. Power lies with those who hold the seeds and the land. Do not let that power fall completely into the hands of a small group of people who never have to worry about their next meal. Food is politics, agriculture is national defense, and your rice bowl is the battlefield.